Ska göra 4 mål. Ja, det är inte helt otänkbart för nu är Johan ute och det blir mål! Det blir mål! Det är det första!
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Man who usually fails to deliver in 6, Patton in 7, Thompson in lane 8. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 metres. 9.5.
Talent comes in all forms, whether it's kicking a soccer ball, painting a picture, playing chess, it's all considered talent.
My name is Dane Bjornsson. I'm a local musician, born and raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I play guitar, piano, drums, ukulele. I also sing. When I was 12, I released a 6-song EP filled with original songs that I also co-wrote. I've been on The Next Star. I've been on TV a little bit.
I'm feeling like I'm 1 in a million. I'm a real thing. I can see it.
And I've just been gigging around in Winnipeg, busking at the Forks, being in musicals, doing that.
Her eyes, make the stars look like they're not trying. Her hair, it's perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful.
My name is Paul Norris and I am the Vice President of Marketing at MTS. And I'm an avid soccer player and soccer coach. I've played soccer and coached soccer for 37 years.
My name is Rob Monson. I'm a music teacher at Glenlawn. I've been teaching for over 20 years. I've played in lots of musical groups and sung and singing and playing. And when I'm not doing music stuff, I enjoy running, going to the gym, things like that.
Practice definitely has a big impact on making yourself talented. Talent definitely doesn't just come naturally.
Ultimately, the deep practice piece might be the most important one, simply because that's the one that involves the time, putting the time in to get something done.
This is right before I started taking vocal lessons. I used to have a little bit of a lisp, and it wasn't something you could always hear, but it was something, if you looked at me speaking, you could see it. And my vocal coach, like first week I started, I said, I want to be a pop star. And she's like, you got to get rid of that lisp. And I was like, what lisp?
Like, one could argue that Wayne Gretzky was born with a huge hockey talent, but he also skated on the outdoor rink every single day. Jack Nicklaus was an amazing golfer, but he also hit 1,000 golf balls every single day. Michael Jordan was an amazing basketball player, but he spent hours on the court. You are born with aptitudes, but if you really want to say someone's truly talented at something, I think you don't achieve that level without putting the hard work into it.
8 seconds.
The motivation piece comes from that wanting to do it, and if you're really going to put the deep practice into something, you have to want to do it.
I think you have to look at motivation in terms of what is the objective, and sometimes a player might have motivation or objective that might be around university scholarships, those types of things. But then even deeper than that is personal motivation and the passion that somebody has.
Definitely don't stay in a slump, because slumps suck.
I sometimes try and take time out of rehearsals to talk with them, get to know them on a more personal level.
It really comes down to having conversations with them to actually find out, because there's no one thing that's the same for everybody.
When there's a relationship with people, then they're more willing to want to do the things that you're trying to get them to do, or it helps to try and motivate them to do what you're doing in the class. And if they know that you like them and care about them, then they're going to be more apt to try something when you ask them to do it.
What you have to ask is, what is their objectives and what do they want to get out of it? And then ask them to kind of talk about what's holding them back.
I can relate to this right now, actually. There's a project that I've wanted to get started on. I have this idea for this like YouTube video and this song that I want to arrange. And I have it, I've played it through many times, and it's just been a matter of having it happen.
And you have to be careful with wording, because if it sounds like they're being criticized, very often they'll close down. So what you have to do is you have to more phase it in terms of getting them to their fullest capability.
That's why I think constant motivation is very important, especially if you miss out on an opportunity, if you can't capitalize on something right away. You got to be motivated to get the job done.
Snow falling, car stalling, frostbite is nipping away at my toes. I'm calling it all in, ditching my friends.
Coaching and teaching are the most important things in developing of raw talent and ability.
The coaching element comes in from, you can learn a number of things on your own, but in the end, it's very helpful to have someone guiding you and saying, like, here's how you can accomplish this.
I find coaching really valuable. I find that most mentors or coaches in my life have given me advice that has stuck with me.
What the most important thing about teaching and coaching is to inspire and to get that passion out of the soccer player or the student.
Sometimes because we're on the internal of everything, we can't see what we're doing externally. So having someone else to observe you and say, did you notice that you're doing this, or notice you're doing that?
One of my favorites is the term fake it till you make it. And I always heard that from my musical theater director, Cheyenne Schroeder at Manitoba Theatre for Young People. She has just always said fake it till you make it. And you can use this in any life scenario. It's basically a way of saying, improvise. Like, you're stuck, you just got to go with it.
If you have a great teacher or a great coach, they'll actually bring out the talent in a player, and they'll get them to a spot that they could never achieve on their own. If you have a poor teacher or a poor coach, you'll actually lose talented players.
Quit on me. You keep going. It hurts. I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more steps. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going. Burn. And let it burn. It's all hard.
In terms of the musicians that I've had, some of them are naturally very good musicians, and that's a starting point. But then when I do look at it, they've put in the practice time. And I think it's partly the natural ability, partly the time they put in, and they get lessons, but they like it and they want to work at it.
The soccer players that I've seen in my life, the ones that really excelled, they had the ball in their foot 24 hours a day.
On the Next Star, you're ranked with some of the best musical talent in Canada for that age group. And there's definitely places where it differs. There's definitely people that don't have the same motivation, don't have the same drive, people that are in many different emotional states, of course, too, and the way that they look at music.
What's clear in all the players that really are elite is that passion thing that I talked about before. It's the person that's going and they're practicing in their basement, they're outside even when it's dark and they're practicing, and not because their father or their mother tells them they have to do their 2 hours of practice, but because when they're going to school, they can hardly wait to get home and get a soccer ball in their foot.
A common theme that we all have is we want things instantly.
Nothing happens overnight. Like, you can't get frustrated that you can't play a song after one try.
Everything has a degree of process to it, learning the right ways to do the movements within it, and then getting the body repetition.
People get impatient when they can't do it right away. So then they're like, oh, I'm not good at this, and then they just throw it away. So my advice is, as cliche as it sounds, just don't give up and just remember nothing happens overnight.
I think that people need to realize that yes, we can have some things instantly and things come to us very fast, like we can get information whenever we want. But if you truly want to be good at something or be successful at something, there's no way you can just get it instantly. If you want to achieve a skill or be able to do something, that hard work is something that has to be put into it. And you have to struggle to get there sometimes, all the time really.